Do I look like I stink a little bit? Maybe. Do I actually stink? Separate question. None of your fucking business. Okay, so we're almost done with this video series. This is episode 4 out of 6. For context, it's a video from Rob's Media called Why I Hate BreadTubers. Every time I post one of these videos, I immediately lose 200 subscribers. And then slowly over the first day, I gain back like, I don't know, 50 or 100. So we're cycling viewers out and that's fun. I hope you get the sense that in this series, I'm trying to take the temperature down a couple notches and just sort of look at what this guy's saying and say, well, I don't know. What do we think about it? What do I think about it? Is he right? Is he wrong? I don't think it's centrist to say that like a lot of content is really like just it's not that deep, man. It's just some guy yapping on the internet just like me. Let's figure it out. Okay, here we go.
They do this because at the end of the day, BreadTubers are only really looking to make their political team look good, not having nuanced or interesting discussions, which leads us to our next point. 4. They treat everything as team sports.
Let's go team. Editor, can we get a foam finger here? Let's go team.
A lot of the hypocrisies in this community come down to them only caring about what those on the right or center do. If someone on their side of the aisle does something bad or questionable, they either look the other way or try to downplay it.
Okay, before we get into his examples, wasn't one of the things he said in this same video that leftists go after other leftists too much and call them Nazis?
Even the occasional left-wing personalities get called Nazis from time to time.
People say a lot of things about leftists, but not infighting is not one of those things.
The most recent example of this is with the Ava Chris Tyson situation, with only a few BreadTubers covering it. If you somehow don't know, Ava has been accused of grooming multiple minors on Discord and buying lolly art, among other things.
When has Ava Tyson ever been a leftist? At any point. She's famous for working for Mr. Beast. I think what Rob means when he says on their side of the aisle, he just means a trans person. It's that Ava Tyson is a trans person, and that automatically makes her a leftist or something?
While covering it on stream, Ethan is Online decided to downplay it all by saying Ava was just posting some edgy tweets 7 years ago, and that people change. He gets pressed for seemingly defending Ava and having some level of bias.
I will say that I do have I have a recency bias. I have a bias for shit that has actually happened in the last 5 fucking years. What Chris was doing on the internet in 2017 is fucking gross, unacceptable. But she doesn't do that anymore. She doesn't do that. It's not acceptable. I agree with you.
Okay, first off, bro, this shit is beyond gross.
Ethan very clearly states that what was happening on the screen was gross. Is Rob trying to say that that's not strong enough of an adjective? And because of that, he's somehow downplaying the situation? Ethan, please get a thesaurus and use stronger language, or else you are condoning this behavior.
And second, these tweets go up to 2019, 5 years ago. Your recency bias should apply.
Why is 5 years the landmark for what's considered recent? What happens in those 2 years that changes the definition and makes it so that Ethan is now trying to protect this person, despite clearly denouncing what's going on in those screenshots?
Your recency bias should apply. God, he looks like a Courage the Cowardly Dog villain.
Okay. Jesus, dude. I'm trying to take this thing seriously, and then randomly he'll throw stuff in like that. What's up with that, man? You know, there's a cottage industry of videos out there dunking on Ethan is Online, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on in those videos that is fucked up, and it's just very normalized, so.
This guy is not unique. There's like 500 of this exact dude. They got the same politics, the same IQ, the same smugness, but you know what they've not got? They've not got his blood cholesterol percentage. They've not got his BMI score, and you can't take that away from him.
I think I'll probably do a separate video called In Defense of Ethan is Online, because regardless of what you personally think of a guy, I feel like the amount of backlash he's received is very much not proportional to the crimes in question, at least from what I've seen, such as examples such as this example.
Another BreadTuber who's been downplaying the Ava situation is Denims, and I eventually plan to talk about her takes on this in a future video.
Hell yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm at the edge of my seat.
When called out on her hypocrisy, she reacts with hostility.
Oh, you guys are so cute. One day after the former Twitch staff tweet about Doc, but now your narrative changes when the pedo is trans. I think it's cute that you want to believe that we're not consistent, but we are. It's you guys that aren't consistent.
Oh my god, this hostility is messed up. She called them cute and politely responded to their message in her chat. This is fucked up.
I think buying a poster from this weird pedo Nazi artist is fucking creepy and strange. I also think a 33-year-old man trying to meet up with a minor is creepy and insane, but it's cute that you want to believe that we're not consistent on our positions.
She's referring to the Dr. Disrespect situation, which many compare this to for obvious reasons. Denims doesn't think this is as bad, despite there being way more evidence against Ava.
The amount of evidence for something doesn't, have a correlation with the severity of what that evidence shows. As long as there's evidence for both examples and they can be proven, then that's a totally separate question.
Basically, she spends 2 hours slowly reviewing the drama, and cherry-picking the lousiest evidence to show to her audience.
Cherry picking is a risky accusation to make because it's kind of hard to prove. In order to prove this, that she was cherry picking, he would need to go through the stream and show examples where she deliberately ignored certain evidence in favor of less tangible evidence. She might have been doing that, but we have no idea because he just calls it cherry picking, does not show how that happens, and because he's the one making that charge, I don't have to go through all of Denham's streams to try and debunk it because he's not showing it.
Tag two blokes who do fuck all.
Denims has flat out admitted before that she doesn't think covering drama from her neck of the woods is worth her time, saying this in the same stream where she defends Keffels.
My perspective is, I don't like to spend my time going after other people that are on the left, right? And that's just because I think my time is better spent making fun of people on the right. You guys can disagree, and I'm not saying that no one should ever do this, and I'm not saying that I think it's bad to do this. I'm saying I don't like to spend my time fighting with people who are saying that they're on the left.
The fact she'll openly say this just shows how brainwashed her audience is.
Brainwashed, yeah, I love that. This is my personal opinion, and you guys can disagree.
0-0, I've been brainwashed. 0-0.
All hail Denims. All hail Denims. To elaborate further on the reasons why people might be skeptical to immediately jump onto grooming allegations is that Ava is trans, and that, as we looked at before, trans people being painted as groomers and predators is like a huge part of the demonization campaign against them, especially on the internet and especially on Twitter. So when this story initially broke, and I'm pretty sure these reaction streams are from like right around the time it initially broke, people were skeptical. I myself was skeptical because we've seen this happen so many times before where a trans person is wrongfully framed in this way to, from a bigotry. If anti-trans bigotry is something you care about, then you will want to be more skeptical of the claims. And I don't think there's anything wrong with skepticism. I hope none of you do either. Speaking of skepticism, not only does that apply to YouTube drama allegations, it also applies to news and how we understand the world. And that's why I want to talk about today's sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is an online news platform that has a whole bunch of tools that can aid in the process of skepticism and critical thinking. To see how this works, I want to jump into a story that I think is relevant to the point I was just talking about. Laws restricting transgender rights linked to uptick in suicide attempts among trans youth. Then there's an article summary below that. A study published in Nature Human Behavior found that suicide attempts among transgender and non-binary youth increased by up to 72% after anti-trans legislation became law. The researchers noted that suicide attempts did not rise during legislative debates, but significantly increased once laws were enacted. The impact was especially notable among 13 to 17-year-olds, suggesting a larger effect on younger individuals targeted by these laws. Down below, you can see that there's 18 articles covering this story. 9 of them are from left-leaning sources, 4 from the center, and 0 right-wing outlets are covering it. It's possible that someone that subscribes to only right-leaning news outlets will never see this story and never know that this is happening, that laws they might support are killing kids. And if they knew that, if they'd been exposed to these stories, they might, you would think, you'd hope, change their mind about supporting these laws. Ground News has its own feature for this kind of thing called Blind Spot, which gives you a list of stories that are barely or not at all being covered by either side of the US political spectrum. They have a bias distribution chart on the page, which gives you a kind of visual breakdown of the leaning of the sources. And I think all these features are really helpful. Ground News is subscriber funded, which means they have no ads on the platform, which is really important because ads promote clickbait and sensationalism. So go to ground.news/Noah to see through misleading media narratives and stay informed. You get 40% off unlimited access to the Vantage plan if you use my link. Now we go back to the video.
Noah Samson is also guilty of this.
No. Oh.
As he'd go out of his way to accuse Think Before You Sleep of leading to Illumination's doxing. Yet only a month prior, he was called out for being publicly friends with a known doxer. This is Bad Empanada, another breadtuber who, just like Noah, hates Vosh and Xanderhall. Emp invited Noah to be part of his charity stream, with Noah making a now deleted community post. He'd get some flack for this and not attend, with Emp mentioning this on the stream.
Yeah, someone in chat's asking about
I haven't seen him.
Asking about Noah. What about Noah Samson?
Noah said that he can't come on. I'm not sure if he can't come on because he got yelled at by Vosh pedophile fans or because he just actually can't come on. But it's one of those things.
Damn.
The real reason is because he got called out by other leftists for supporting a known doxer who sent targeted harassment campaigns against his critics.
Okay, so there's a few things to break down here. So first up, who is this Bad Empanada guy? Well, he's a video essayist. I do think he makes some of the best essays on the platform, especially his stuff about Palestine. He recently did a video debunking the history started on October 7th narrative that's commonly used by supporters of Israel to justify justify their ongoing genocide of Palestinians. To me, that's super important work, and if you're a fan of my channel, I would recommend that video and others. Is he a known doxer, though? As far as I know, that's not true. I've never seen evidence of that, but I could be wrong about that. So let's see what Rob has to substantiate his claim that Bad Empanada is a known doxer. First up is a tweet exchange. It's Drew Pavlo says, Bad Empanada is now messaging me personally to threaten to post my home address and sue me for defamation. And then there's a quote tweet from Bad Empanada that says, I'm not going to post your home address or phone number, Drew, but maybe the people who keep sending them to me will. So first thing is that there's no screenshot provided here for the DMs that this person Drew references of Bad Empanada supposedly threatening to post his information. That would be doxing, and those DMs would be a threat of doxing, but you can't make that claim just because this guy said that it happened.
One of the guys he doxed was someone he was trying to sue for alleging that he was a pedophile, which there is evidence for, though it's nothing super concrete.
There is evidence for it, but it's not super concrete. What does that mean? Is there evidence or not? This is absurd. This tweet says, if you know the real identity and details of this person, please DM me. This is for legal action. And there's a screenshot that says found. I don't know what's on that screenshot. It looks like maybe a photo. This person already displays their photos publicly. Nowhere in this screenshot does he dox anyone. It's not illegal to search for people's information for legal action. And unless you're posting it publicly, that's not doxing. Like, am I missing something here? If I am, let me know in the comments. But we need explicit proof of him saying that. Without it, Rob's kind of slandering him here. I don't know if that's the right word, but doxing is a crime. So he's accusing him of a crime without evidence, which is probably not good.
Yeah, Noah has never made a public statement regarding Empanada. Though he left up a community post regarding unrelated criticism, these two are still following each other on Instagram, so this tells me that Noah doesn't give a shit about harassment or doxing, as long as someone he likes does it.
Now, I do care about harassment and doxing. I just know a lot of people on the internet don't like this guy and make false claims about him. And that's all that's happened in this video so far, is that you've alleged that he's doxed people, but there's nothing in these screenshots that shows that. The reason I backed out of the stream had nothing to do with this sort of backlash that he shows on the screen here, but it was because I reached out to, some creators I respect that I know care about this issue. And the perspective I got was that it's probably not worth the trouble because of how controversial this guy is online to go onto the stream, which I actually regret. I think I should have gone on the stream, and I think I made a mistake here because that was something that is truly important. One of the only real important and tangible things we can contribute to on here with our platforms. I could be wrong here. And if someone wants to provide something that shows that to be true, then yeah, I'll stop associating with this guy. But the fact that people were this quick to shit on me for joining that charity stream, kind of based on hearsay, based on like the existing ideas of a space of people like the Vosh community or whoever else who don't like this guy, is kind of ridiculous. It just seems like, if you're a leftist, you shouldn't be doing shit like that.
I mean, here's him initiating a targeted harassment campaign against Xander Hall.
Stop it.
He'll probably complain about being clipped out of context, but I mean, the full video's there. It's a full video. You can watch the whole thing. Also, if you do go there, don't say anything mean, please. Just comment Squid Gang with 6 G's.
Yet he gives TBYS shit for doing the exact opposite, and discouraging his audience from leaving mean comments on Illy's video.
Alright, so he's alleging here that this is me starting a targeted harassment campaign. Is that true? Well, I mean, kind of. Even though I started that clip by explicitly stating to not leave mean comments.
So if you do go there, don't say anything mean, please.
That is kind of nullified by the fact that I give them something to comment. Squid Gang with 6 G's, which is, it's kind of a stupid joke. But that obviously could encourage people to go do that video and comment, even if they wouldn't have done so before. I'm not going to defend this clip. I shouldn't have said this, and I do apologize to Xander Hall if it caused him any stress. I think I started working on this video when I had around 5,000 subscribers. So I was new to the game, and I definitely did not fully grasp how stuff like this could be interpreted, and how including the Squid Game comment could lead to harassment. But it definitely could have, so again, I apologize.
Noah also ignored the fact that on multiple occasions, Illy sent her fans to mass report TBYS's video, despite it being pretty tame and not being considered cyberbullying under YouTube's strict rules. He even downplays it by saying TBYS is just a crybaby for even considering this could lead to deplatforming.
So there's a 30-minute section of that video where I go in detail on that specific example. I didn't ignore it. A lot of people did get the impression that I was excusing wrongful reporting in that section, and I could see how that might have happened. What I needed to do was state right at the beginning that even though flagging videos is sometimes a necessary thing, that doesn't mean it's okay to wrongfully flag videos. The debate over whether or not that report was wrongful wasn't settled until they determined that's the case. And it turns out YouTube ruled that the video wasn't cyberbullying. At the time, I genuinely didn't know, and I didn't go into that detail because I didn't think it was that relevant. And I guess, you know, given the reception, it definitely was. So, okay, so this one was kind of a bit more of a mess, but I don't know, I could be wrong about some of the stuff in that video, but I'm curious to know your thoughts. But yeah, I think that's probably it. Thanks for watching. If you're already outside, good job. If you want to go outside, or if you want to go stay inside and hang out, do whatever you want. You know, it's your life.